What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to break down what's going on in the market today. We got the Fed meeting that is starting today. We know that could be a deciding factor in how the market plays out today and tomorrow. We're also going to talk about some of the stocks that are biggest movers today and some that are not so hot. But first, before we hop into that, we ask you to hit that sub button. It's the best way to support the channel, and it keeps you guys up to date on everything that's going on in the stock market. But yeah, without further ado, let's give some razzle dazzle and hop into it. Also, we got links down in the description for Stock Dudes t-shirts. I'm not wearing one right now. I probably should. Yeah. I don't know why. We tell ourselves to wear it every time, but we never do. But we got a link down there for these sweet Stock Dudes t-shirts, pretty cool American themed ones. So go check them out if you're interested in that. But yeah, get back into it. So first things first, the Fed meeting is starting today. We all know how those usually go. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. We know they're going to be talking about inflation, the typical stuff, inflation, interest rates, jobs, and all that stuff. Basically, how much more is the Federal Reserve going to support the economy before everything decides to take a dump? I know a lot of people have been predicting a pullback of some kind, a stock market crash of some kind, however you want to phrase it. But yesterday, we kind of got a glimpse of that yesterday, just because everything was down. I mean, the market was down almost 2.5%. Yeah. I know it finished just, I think, above, I think it was like 1.5% or something. Can't remember off the top of my head. But down 600 points, kind of making up for it today. We're only down about 0.14% right now, about 50 points. So it's a lot better than 300 or 600 points from yesterday. But yeah, so I think we're going to see really what happens in the next coming days based off of this Fed meeting, if they get any good news out of it.
Yeah, and then if there's any other stuff that comes out of the Evergrande stuff as well.
Right. Yeah, obviously that was the big factor yesterday with the Evergrande and them not being able to pay a debt later this week. So we'll see how that plays out later this week. Hopefully we don't have another situation like we had yesterday. But let's go ahead and look at the stocks, show you guys what we're looking at, and we'll, talk about it. So first one on the list is NIO. NIO is kind of flirting with borderline positive, negative today. It hasn't really moved off of that opening price, or I should say the previous close price of $35.14. It kind of keeps going up and down, but it's pretty much consolidating sideways right now, which I guess is better than going completely negative down towards 30. I do think that $35 for NIO is a fantastic entry point if you are not already into NIO. I do also think it's a good chance to pick up some cheap shares for a lot of people who may have higher, purchase prices from earlier in the year. But my concern with NIO, so I think NIO's fundamentals are fantastic. I think they're doing everything right as a car company. It's just the fact that they're Chinese is what's really hurting them. Kind of got to deal with that FUD. You got to deal with that complications that come with that. But what makes me kind of concerned with NIO is the fact that Li Auto and XPeng are both up today as well. So it's kind of like, why is NIO taking the beating?
Yeah, this has been a trend for a while now. NIO is always the one that gets beat up more than XPeng and Li. It seems like a lot more people, swing trade it and stuff. It's always getting beat down, which is really unfortunate because, like you said, as a company, the company's doing everything right. It's just, the stock price doesn't always represent the company pretty much. And, that's what we're dealing with right now is mainly, if this was an American company, it would be $70 probably.
It would be up 15% today, right, like this other company that we're about to talk about. And that company is Lucid. You talked about it on your channel earlier, on your personal channel. I talked about it on my personal channel. Up 15.66% today, and this thing just keeps going. Yeah. And what's even worse is the fact that I'm not in it, and that's what really, really hurts. Now, this is the point of where, FOMO kicks in, the whole, trying not to buy high, try not to get that fear of missing out. And so for me, I just want to close this because this is really depressing to look at, especially when you could have had this at $16, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
And and it is just ripping. So now you guys might be asking, why is Lucid on a tear right now? So first things first, they got, obviously, last week or early, I think it was last week, they got that buy rating from Bank of America for a $30 price target. They also announced the EPA range of their Air model that has like 500.
It got the official rating of 520. So it's, because before it was just them saying it, but now it's official. So it's the first car company to ever get over 500, and they did 520, so that's pretty sweet.
So another big reason why Lucid is going to be ripping today is because of Monday, September 27th, which is next week. They're allowing the media, policymakers, financial experts, and select group of investors to its factories so they can actually get to see hands-on production. They get to see the actual products coming out of Lucid. They get to see the whole shebang. So I think that's huge. I think that's why we're seeing this rip today. I mean, up almost 16%. This is heart-wrenching right now if you are not in Lucid. But this could be a situation of buy the rumor, sell the news. You know, we could see a rip here. I'm going to definitely wait for a solid pullback before I decide to enter this position. Again, I'm really upset I didn't get in back at 16, but
yeah,
it is
and
what it is.
I wonder if on Monday, if they're going to make some kind of announcement or have any other, you know, kind of information of when they might start producing vehicles if they're not already producing, and
exactly,
you know, when they're actually possibly planning on deliveries. You know, you'd think that maybe they would leak some kind of little nugget of information, so that would be nice.
Right. Yeah, and that's my concern is I'm not even, it's not even a concern. I don't know why I'm saying concern, but that's my thought as well. You know, maybe next week we'll get some kind of information on, hey, we're going to start delivering these things next week, or, you know, we're going to start ramping up production, or, you know, something along those lines. So hopefully we start to hear some good things coming out of Lucid, but it's kind of getting me excited that this thing's starting to get more attention. They're starting to get the buy ratings, starting to get the attention from the media, and I think Lucid could be another ripper as well. So the last stock on our list that we're going to be looking at today is SoFi. Obviously, you know, yesterday Chad and I both bought this stock. We're clearly up, you know, 3% in this thing. It's up to $15.11, and I'm hoping this thing rips all the way up towards that 20, you know, even $30 mark. I know they've got that bank charter possibly in the works, so if that is announced and comes through, I think that's when we're really going to see this thing rip. And also Q3, you know, there's a lot of pressure on them to perform at Q3, meeting a lot of expectations, and if they can meet those, if not beat them, I think that's when we're going to see this thing kind of run back up as well.
That's going to be like make or break for the stock. If they don't meet expectations, at least this thing's going to come tumbling down. But I could see it also just blasting off if they, you know, blow it away, obviously.
Right, exactly. And SoFi for the last, you know, couple days, it's up almost 2%. In the last month, it's up 4.7%. Lucid, I wanted to show that as well. Lucid for the last 5 days, 44%.
Yeah, insane.
44%.
Right.
That is outrageous.
Yeah.
And then the last month is 30 as well.
Yeah, we keep hitting 16% right now. I just had a little tiny bit of a pullback, but yeah, you can see. Yeah.
Unfortunate. And it's been on a rip the last 5 days. So it's like when you're thinking, all right, I'll wait for a pullback, and then it doesn't pull back, and then it rips.
Yeah, it had 2 days where it was up around 5% each day after the Bank of America thing, and I was like, all right, like it'll pull back sometime. I still had shares at that point, but I was like, yeah, it'll pull back at some point, and never did, because I wanted to buy more, because I did buy a bunch when it did get down to 16 after the lockup stuff, or during the lockup stuff. So like I made pretty good money with it. If you've been following it all, I've been trading it, but if I would have just held it, I probably would have been doing better. But I mean, who would have saw 15% coming today? Like obviously I didn't. So
no one. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah. So there's that. Nobody
really knows. It's all just kind of, you know, a guessing game, honestly. You could base most of it off trends and stuff, but like you said, nobody saw 15% today coming out of Lucid. Like, that's outrageous. That's
why, the more I've been doing trading, the more it's just like, you know, just take profits while you got them is kind of my motto. Yep. You know, once I hit 10%, a lot of times I sell unless it's still, you know, blasting off, then I'll hold, and then any sign of a pullback I'll sell. But you know, it's just the risk you take. But I mean, I still can't be upset with it, because since it was hit $16, I traded it at least 4 times for 10% gains minimum each time. So it's like, like I still made, you know, a lot of money from it. So it's like I can't really complain. It is what it is.
Right. Exactly. But let us know down in the comment section below if you guys are making money Lucid today, or if not, did you guys buy any stocks yesterday during that big discount sale? Let us know down in the comment section below. We like to have these conversations with you guys. But that's going to wrap up this video. We hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like, share, notification bell, even the sub button. If you're not subbed to the channel yet, change your life, change our lives. Just hit that sub button. Also, links down in the description for that Stock Dudes t-shirt. Again, it's an America themed t-shirt. We just put it out a couple weeks ago, so it's actually super cool. We like it. We both own one. And then we also got a link down there for the Patreon if you guys are interested in accessing our Discord as well. But again, thank you guys so much for all your support, and we'll see you guys in the next video.